Hi, it's Greg from Picks and Parlays, and we have a two-team Major League Baseball for Hump Day Wednesday. We got a day-night two-team parlay. So we're going to have one early, one late, so make sure you stick around to us. We're going to have Nick Parsons from the Insiders Room, one of our Picks and Parlays top experts here. We're going to be giving you a two-team parlay for Wednesday, the 12th of May. We're going to kick it off, Nick. We're going to open it up with the early game. We got the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates, 12:35 Eastern Standard Time game. And we see Cincinnati, pretty big favorite here. In the 150s, we see this line, and the total set at 7.5. Sonny Gray taking the mound 0-2 on the year against Trevor Cahill and his 1-4 record. How do you like the first half of the early part of the parlay here, Nick?
Well, because it's a part of a two-team parlay, of course, both of the bets have to cash for it to win. And so if you bet two favorites, then you get a much better price. And so, I would like to also just say right off the top, despite what happens for the Reds and Dodgers, the two teams I'm going to take in this two-team parlay, whether they win or lose on Tuesday, the day we're recording this, I definitely like the starting pitching matchups for both of them on Wednesday. And so that's basically what I'm basing this pick on, completely on the starting pitchers. And so for the first part, I'm going to suggest, on the Reds here, I like Sonny Gray over Trevor Cahill. Everyone, as you pointed out, this is a very early start, 12:30 Eastern. But Gray, he's winless on the year. He's 0-2, but he does have a respectable 3.29 ERA. In his last start, he gave up only 2 hits, 2 walks over 7 scoreless to go along with 8 strikeouts in what turned out to be a no decision. So obviously, the Reds are going to want to get a win for Gray here. He's certainly pitched well enough to get one. And I mean, here's the perfect opponent to get one against Cahill. He's 1-4 with a 6.57 ERA. He gave up 3 runs off 8 hits over 5 innings and a loss to the Cubs in his last start. He has been slightly better at home, Craig, than on the road. But I mean, only slightly. He's 1-3 with a 7.58 ERA on the road, and he's 0-1 with a 5.35 ERA at home. So as I say, I'm basing this two-team parlay on almost entirely on the starting pitchers, and so I like Sonny Gray in this first one here. And in the second one, did you want to touch a little bit on the second game here before I get into that?
Yeah, who would think going into Tuesday night we see two teams both 18-17? Maybe if you're a Seattle fan, you would say, hey, that's not very bad. But if you're a Dodgers fan coming off the World Series championship and basically you add, the best free agent pitcher in Trevor Bauer, you would think this Dodgers team would be way better than 18-17, including a hot start. But they're just 2-8 headed into Tuesday night. We're filming this before that game started, but 2-8 headed into Tuesday night. So even if they win 3-8 in their last 11, is not much. But you see the Dodgers still favored big here, -250, total 8. Julio Urias, however you want to say that. I always butcher his name, against Justin Dunn here. How do we create a little value other than just the parlay here? Do you just lay that big money line price here, Nick, or do you lay run line, or do you go to a total here?
I'm going to go with the run line. As you pointed out, the Dodgers have slumped of late, and Bauer even himself said just recently, that he doesn't like losing. He came to LA to win, and so obviously there's some frustration going on with LA right now. And so here's an interleague matchup that perhaps if they were winning, that they might get caught looking past the lowly Mariners, but they absolutely can't afford to do that. They need a spark. They need something here. And so they're playing against Seattle, who is better at home than on the road typically. And you have Julio Urias. Now, he has a 3.59 ERA, a 0.98 whip. He's coming off a poor outing. He allowed 5 runs, but I mean, those types of starts have been few and far between for him. He holds a 7.67 K to ball ratio this year. He didn't have any walks on Friday. Now, he matches up here against Justin Dunn. He's been serviceable in his limited time. He has a 3.51 ERA, but he's yet to go deeper than 5.2 innings. So really, how can you trust him here in this difficult venue? So, as you pointed out, this is a pretty steep price. Instead of laying that steep price, I'm going to suggest to play on the run line as the second part of this parlay. And so that means that the Dodgers have to win by 2 runs for this bet to cash. But hey, I do think that's going to happen. As I outlined, there's no way they can look past the Mariners here after this, this poor stretch. And so that's the second part of the parlay, the Dodgers on the run line.
All right, so that's what you have. You have the Dodgers minus the 1.5, lay the run line. Probably getting at about -140 range, maybe even -150. And then take the Reds. I see it about -157 right now. That's your two-team parlay for Hump Day Wednesday from Nick Parsons The Insider's Room is where you can find him over at Picks and Parlays. Make sure you get all of his best plays, NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball every day over at picksandparlays.net.
We've got a promo code. The code is RED, R-E-D, for 20% off the entire site of picksandparlays.net.